Oh, you ever thought this will only take 5 minutes and then realize that you were comically wrong? Yeah, well, welcome to Parkinson's time. You see, my body and my brain have, well, let's just call it a miscommunication issue. My hands, they're on their own schedule. My fingers are boycotting. My legs, they're just here for emotional support. Suddenly, what should take 30 seconds has now become a full-body strategy session. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how long it takes. Forward is forward, and we're still moving. So let's keep going. You got this.
Okay, so most people, they just tap on their phones and move on. Me, I try to open up one app and my phone opens up like 5. Trying to text, autocorrect turns, hey, how are you, into help, how are you? Swiping, hope you like random screenshots and accidental likes from 2013. And at this point, if I ever text you something really weird, just know that it was a team effort between me and my phone.
Falling asleep with Parkinson's, it's already a challenge. But then try to roll over, and suddenly you're in the middle of a full-scale military operation. You have to analyze the situation, trying to come up with the best strategy, then carefully shift your weight, slowly initiating the move, because too fast, the whole mission's compromised, and too slow, and you're never gonna make it. And when I finally make it to the other side, mission accomplished, job is done, the operation was a complete success. And then my bladder says, hey, since you're awake, let's go to the bathroom.
In a world where the ground feels shaky and memory is optional, 2 men will rise, armed with microphones, dry humor, and a suspicious number of pill bottles. They'll face tremors, stiffness, and the ultimate challenge, recording a podcast without forgetting what they were talking about. This is where Parkinson's gets real. This is Life in Motion, the Parkinson's podcast. Rated P for please take your meds first. Now, grab your earbuds, unless you forgot where you put them. Then just turn the volume up because today's episode is ready to go. Now, here are Bryce and Brian.
Well, welcome back to the broadcast. My name is Bryce, and this is Life in Motion, the Parkinson podcast. And with me, as always, my buddy and my co-host, Brian. Brian, how are you?
I'm fantastic, and I'm really pumped about today's show and how we got here. I think it's kind of cool. It's a good story.
You know, it's wild, right? So we have such loyal viewers and listeners, you know, from everywhere. And in the comments, this kind of run took off, and there's and I want to make sure I read this properly because I don't want to make give the thanks to, but it was at CJB 32117, right? And this is what they said. There was a comment that said this, and do I look really fuzzy to you, by the way? If I go on the video, hold on.
No, you look good.
There we go. I was really fuzzed out. Anyway, it said this: have you ever considered doing a show on the one good thing that happened to you because of Parkinson's? And then it said, it might be a short show, but a positive one.
I think it's just awesome because today, you know what, we're going to ask the question, and can anything good actually come from Parkinson's as a diagnosis? Well, I think with what Bryce and I have prepared and what we're going to chat with about today, there's one honest answer, and it's yes, more than one thing can actually happen positively because of this diagnosis.
It's crazy, right? And you think about this like, man, you know, it's for me, it's sort of like this. It's like, hey, you got punched in the face, and what's the best part of that experience? Like, is there a good part, right? And you have to really stop and think. But there's, you know, when you actually reflect, there is. It's incredible what you start to think about, right?
Yeah, and once you let the shock wear off, and once you sit with it, well, and you live with it, the perspective it shifts, and you'll find. I think the outcome for folks today is going to be that they're going to have some aha moments.
Right. Yes. Well, we did, Brian. We did. We started talking about it, and we were going back and forth and texting each other and whatnot. And if this is your first time here, so Brian and I, we're just two guys with Parkinson's, right? We're just here. We talk about our things, what we're going through. We give you tips and tricks and some things that we've learned along the way. I'm 15 years in. Brian's 10 or 12, whatever it might be, Brian. Yeah. Probably a long time for both of us, longer than we were diagnosed. But the reality is we started going back and forth, and it was really cool. We came up with some stuff, and we're not going to waste your time. We're going to get right into this thing because it's actually so cool. So Brian, hit us. What is something good that Parkinson gave you?
You know, you sent me that question, and the first thing that came to my mind, and it was instantaneous, is the people. I've never seen such a group of people that are so open and willing and vulnerable and all that. and just being personable. They want to help each other. And I've been in a lot of different organizations and clubs and stuff. And this one is just one that it never ceases to amaze me. It's so bloody refreshing that people are eager to help each other and be so honest and vulnerable. Like you can't pay for that. It's just amazing.
Incredible. It's incredible. Like it almost seems fake. You know what I mean? Because like literally, like, you know, you walk into different areas where you've gone to things like in the community, things that, you know, you have in common with people, and you go there and, you know, there's some, you meet some nice people, you meet some other people that are kind of like, why are you in the club? Like, you shouldn't be here. But everywhere I've gone, like from events to the doctor's office to wherever, it's like, there's just this thing, Brian, right? And I can't describe it, but, you know, you can be sitting in a doctor's office and you see someone from across the room. It's almost like, you know, like that sounds romantic, but you see them across the room and you can kind of give each other that look, just like, got you, like, I'm here, like, you know, I understand. And they're so opening, welcoming, and so nice and so helpful, and it blows my mind. I feel like it's like I have to question it sometimes. Like, really, is this fake? And this club is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. One thing that like resonates for me, Bryce, is it's like being with a group of people that like to hold the door open for each other.
Oh, that's well said.
Like if you're downtown wherever you live, just walk. And I've had more doors slammed in my face than I care to count.
Yeah,
I try to hold the door, but the problem is you're such an odd number that you end up getting trampled or doors slammed on you. You can't be who you want to be, and it doesn't feel good. But here, it's like everybody wants to hold the door for you.
So true. And, you know, Brian, you did it again. Like, you always come up, you know, the Bryceisms, there should be Brianisms. Like, it was like look at that. Like, I feel it's just like hold it. I'm like, those are great. That was such a good analogy that I literally didn't even know what you said after that. Cause I was sitting there going, he just took that off the top of his head. Like, where the heck? Anyway, just digress. I'm in awe of that, my friend.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That was really cool. But what a way to say it. You're exactly right. It's like as a child, I grew up, right, to hold the door open for people. If I was on public transportation, there was an elder or like, get up, let them sit down. That's how I grew up. And you don't see much of that anywhere. Don't see that as much anymore. But you're right. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like, I can't, you know, okay, let's back up. Every once in a while you meet the Mr. Grumpy or, you know, but you know what? But here's the thing. Even when I meet Mr. Grumpy, I can cut him that slack because I know it's hard, man. There's some hard days. So it's okay. It's okay to be grumpy once in a while. But you're right. It's just that the people are insanely, incredibly incredible.
And here's one last point to that. You and I are a shining example of how that works in what we're trying to say. You and I have known each other now probably close to a year and a half.
Yeah. It's been that long? It's been that long? It has, hasn't it?
It has, my friend. And here's the thing. It's like you and I, we can pick up the phone, text, whatever it might be, and we continue where we left off from. But when we met, it was just per chance. And, you know, I can't put a price on how much this podcast means to me. And I joined volunteerism at Parkinson's because I wanted to make a difference in the communities out there. And this is just a huge opportunity to do that. And you and I just resonated to each other. It's kind of, you're like the big brother I never had.
You're
the little brother. Sorry,
little brother. I was going to say, wait a second now. Like, you're like the older brother. But no, it's true, Ryan. I think there's something there. Something, but I think that we had similar when we met and we talked. There was that vibe where we're like, we want to do something. There's something. Doesn't matter what, right? Didn't matter if you're going to volunteer doing something or whatever it might be. We want to do something with our lives, and it just the way it worked out, it's been phenomenal. And I'm going to tell you. And I'm just gonna jump into mine because this is exactly what it was for me, and it lines up perfectly for me. Parkinson's gave me my voice, and I mean not literally. My voice actually trembles somehow. It's gotten a lot quieter, but I mean this platform, like the courage to speak up, the connections with others, like it's the community that we're building, like that's being built here. Like this is crazy. Like I kept this disease private for years, at least for 5 years, maybe that something to that degree. But opening up changed everything for me. everything. And I'll add another good thing. And I'm more present now, right? I value small wins, a good laugh, deep breaths, hot coffee, a spill of the, like, it doesn't matter. Everything is like, I'm more alive than I was before because
Yeah,
everything matters to me now.
and let's be real. You know, your sense of humor, it only got sharper as you went through this.
Okay, you're right. That's true. But that's the thing. So, you know what? I'll tell you, you know what, Brian? I've always been that type of person, and that I get that sarcastic thought in my head. Like I'll see something, I'm like, that makes me think of this. And I'd laugh inside, but I never would say it out loud because I'm like, I don't know, you know, like who cares? Like I don't want them to think, but it's actually giving me this thought now. I read something in a Michael J. Fox book. Probably, I don't know which one it was. I've read all, like there's 3 or 4 different books there that he's written, and I don't remember which book it was, but I remember, and I might have told this story before, but he talked about a time that he was still acting at the time, and they were sitting around, and they were sitting around a table, and they were reading through a script. I can't remember what show he was on, and it was getting like contentious, and they couldn't get to a part, and who was going to say what, and it was getting like, and it was going on for hours and hours and hours. And so he said, out of character than who he is, he finally said, you know what, enough of this bullshit, let's move on. Like I'm saying that you're doing this, and let's just get this done. And they all went, oh, like Michael, like, oh, you're very passionate today or whatever. And in the memoir, in the book, he said, you know what, I got to this point that like I have Parkinson's, and who like what's it beyond that? Nothing really, like that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, like, you know, this or that, like these little things. And he said, I started speaking up and saying the things I always wanted to say without fear of judgment. It didn't matter anymore. And that's how I got.
Yeah, your spot. That's a great example for you. Absolutely, my friend. I couldn't agree with that more. You know, and for me, I've told you this from the first day we met. I wanted to help people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's after me have a better journey. And 2, I wanted to leave a legacy for my grandchildren. And this,
but that's it. So Brian, that's it. I mean, that's it. I was, you know, it was so funny you said that. I was like, do I leave that to the end? Because it's so important and so big. But that hit me like that. We were even, I mean, I know that. So here's the truth. Yeah. How many times we've talked, I know it. Like, I know that's your vision. I know that's your mission in life. But then every time I hear it or see it, it just starts all over again for me. So we were texting back and forth, and it came up on my text, and it was like, it gives like my hair on my arm, like it's back of my neck stands up, and that it's awesome. Say it again. Say it again, Brian. Say it one more time. Say it again.
I want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren, and I live with 2 of the 4 now, and Landon's 11, and him and I were home alone for part of the morning today, and he said, "Hey, do you want to put one of your podcasts on, and we can watch it?" I said, "I'd love to, but your mom said no screen time, so yeah, I have to say no." And I owe you. I will do it, but I need Mom's permission for you to have the screen time, pal. But I don't know if he wanted screen time or if he wanted to see the podcast. When he was in grade 1, his mom took a picture of him first day of school, and on the little board he had to write what he wanted to be, and he wanted to be a YouTuber when he grew up.
No, he didn't. Landon?
Yeah.
Your no way. Okay, so it was.
Now he's watching his grandpa. I think the legacy thing is in high gear.
My God. Well, so before we started recording the broadcast today, so we were getting ready, and it's a little kid, the little guy walks by, and he's waving at me. He's waving at me in the camera, right? And Brian's got his headphones on. And when you know, if you don't notice, when you're wearing headphones, no one else can hear, like I can hear anything. And he's waving and Brian's like, can you hear him? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, who is this guy? Like, who's this kid? Like, what's happening? What's going on? Like, and so he's waving. So I'm waving back. Right. And everything. And so what's really cool about it is, and that you said that he wanted to be a YouTuber or whatever when you said that, because literally that, like, a lot of children. And so when I do like Zoom meetings or we're talking, you'll see like someone will walk up to ask mom or dad a question, and they don't want to be on screen. They're kind of like at the back, just kind of, oh, hey, you know, hey, blah, blah. Well, here's Landon. Landon's like, hey, he's waving. He's like, hey, can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me talk to you. And I'm going, boy, that's a pretty like, like he's good. He's comfortable. He wants to be it. So now that makes total sense.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
sure.
Well, you say hey. Make sure he's a hi to Landon. Make sure he lives that, and we'll get him on here one day. We'll
We
get him
will.
to do like a little segment. We'll get him to interview something. We'll get like interview something or give a definition of something. We'll give a little thing for him to do, and he can come on and do it and hammer it out. So that's really cool.
Just a word of warning or a heads up for you, my friend. He gets more A's on one report card than I got in 12 years of schooling.
Really? So he's besting grandpa. So, but can he play pickleball?
He's getting there. He's a quick learner. I taught him cribbage. So we played. So I taught him on one game, and then we played the second game. He's like, "Let me try it on my own." I barely beat the guy.
No way.
Yeah.
How old is he? How old is he? 11?
He's 11 going on 40.
Oh man.
He's like Alex P. Keaton.
That amazing. That's so cool. I mean, it's so. I'm glad that you're able to spend time with him like that too, Brian. That's really important. And I think you are going to leave a legacy, and beyond anything else, what I do know you're doing is you're representing people with Parkinson's in such a good way that
100%.
you're leaving an impression on not just your grandkids but on everybody. And I think that's a good thing. And so I think that's what's important for me. For me, what's important, you said about my sense of humor. Listen, I always say this, like when you got diagnosed with Parkinson's, you get invited, you're in this club that no one wanted to be in. You don't want any part of it, but you're here. So you have two choices. You can either laugh or you can cry. And that's it. So I'm like, I'm going to laugh because the bottom line is when you get diagnosed with Parkinson's or your friends or your family get diagnosed, it's a scary time because you don't know what you don't know. And what I do know now that I didn't know 15 years ago is that a diagnosis with Parkinson's is not a death sentence. It's not the end of my life. It's not the end of the world. And if I'm out here boo-hooing, no matter how hard, and check it, man, there's some boo-hoo days. We all know that. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not, but yet it's not. There's some things that aren't quite as bad. We can adapt, we can adjust, we can change things, we can do things, and we may be slower and maybe harder, but we're still going to do them, and we're not going to give up, and we're going to live the best way we can for as long as we can. And I want people to know that at diagnosis. And so for me, I want to make fun of this thing rather than succumb to this thing. Does that make sense?
It does. And I've always said, when you start kindergarten, for day one, the teacher should put on the chalkboard, life is not fair. And then you can grow from there. You might as well tell them when they're young, because guess what? It happens.
Life is not fair.
It's not. I love it. So get over it. Get off the bitter bus.
Wait, the bitter. I've heard that. I know this one.
You don't want to be the driver of the bitter bus on the way to Pity City. We're not.
Get your T-shirt or hat. Get your www. That's so true, Brian, and it's right. And so here's the thing, and everything we're talking about. Again, you may be sitting here and you may be having a really bad day today, and if you are, our hearts go out to you because we've been there. We know it. We've done it, right? You're looking at us primed up on medicine. I took my meds just before, we're ready to go. And you might be having a hard day today. And I'm sorry. And we do appreciate, we understand and we empathize 100%. Yes. But our mindset, my mindset, and I think that's why we jived when we met. My mindset is I'm alive and I want to live. So I have to choose. I have to choose to fight on, man.
There's a difference between living and existing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you want to be the one that's living.
Absolutely. That's it. And what people don't understand, it's a choice. You're choosing it. You're choosing it. I can't choose. Right. I'm not choosing whether I shake today. I'm not choosing whether, I'm going to forget where my keys are for the 100th time. I'm not choosing to do those things, but what I am going to choose, I can either laugh at myself about it and say, you stupid Parkinson's, that's, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's not whether I laugh or cry. I'm not going to find my keys any faster. You know what I mean? Like I still don't have my keys, so they want to just pick one and go with it. That's all there is to it, right?
That's beautiful.
That made sense, right? I think that made sense. I hope that made sense. All right. Well, guess what, Brian? Do you know what that means?
Whenever I say that means we're coming up to Shakey and Fakey time.
Get ready for the only game show where the stakes are low, but the side eyes are high. It's time for Shakey or Fakey, the game where one fact is true, one is totally made up, and Bryce and Brian pretend they studied. Will they nail the neuroscience or flunk the funk? Play along in the comments and see if you can beat the bros. Let the Shakey showdown begin.
All right. Hey, guess what? You were right. I'm not giving you 1 point for that, but you were right. It is Shakey Fakey time. And if you're new here, podcast, it just said what it was. This is a chance for you to play along with us as we're going to have a game of Shakey Fakey. And the way it works is I'm going to read a statement, and that statement is either a true statement that was sent in by a viewer, or taken right out of the comments on one of the platforms we're on, normally probably YouTube, and or it's fakey. I completely made it up, and so Brian is going to play along with me, he's playing along with himself, and he's going to play against you. So wherever you're listening or watching, you play along. In the comments, please put the number of the question and just put whether Shakey or Fakey, and see if you can beat Brian. And if you want to be a live contestant on Shakey or Fakey, there is a link in the description, and I want someone to come on here and take Brian on. So if you want to join us,
awesome.
Would that be fun? It's just fun. We just have fun. Come have fun with us. You can stay for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. What's up to you? But sometimes I think it's just fun.
100%. Nobody gets hurt.
No one gets hurt. And you know what? I tried, Brian. You did so well last week on Shake Your Fakey. He did so well. I think he went 1 for 5. No, I'm just teasing. He went 4 4 for 6.
He didn't show up.
Wait a minute. Did we have an episode last week? So I'm hoping these aren't too easy, because I don't know. I don't know if
the last few weeks they've been challenging.
They've been challenging. You've done well. You've done well. But I picked up on something in last week's episode. And if you haven't seen last week's episode, make sure you go check it out, because there were some questions there where I asked you the question and you said, that sounds like that sounds like something Bryce would say. And then in the comments, someone said, yeah, that's something Bryce would say. And I'm like, huh. Now I got to look at this from a whole different perspective. Like I have to kind of mix it up, whether it can't sound like me now, which is weird because I don't know how to not sound like me. So we'll see how this one goes. See if I can trick you out. Okay, let's get into it.
Did these ones, right?
What's that? Say again?
So Carm did these ones.
Oh yeah, exactly. I wish I tried to pawn it off. She was like, no, this is your thing. You and Brian, you're gonna
like
trick
Brian. She said.
You know what she said? She goes, I would do it, and I would kick Brian's butt. But you'd have no, there'd be nothing in there for you. You'd be like, oh, you'd have that empty feeling because you didn't really beat Brian. I beat Brian. And I'm like, no, I'm just teasing. I made that whole thing up. Was that Shakey or Fakey?
I got to call that Fakey.
That was totally Fakey. I made that completely up. Okay. All right. That was one of the questions. So let's get on to these things. So today's, and I tried to theme it up for what we're talking about, Brian. So today is the unexpected good things, Shakey or Fakey edition. Unexpected good things. Now, again, did this come out of the comments from a viewer, or did I make this up? All right, here we go.
All right.
Question number 1. Because of my tremor, I started to use a stylist when I used my laptop. When I use my, what do you call that thing? There's a picture of it. There's emoji picture of a iPad. Because of my tremor, I started using a stylist and started drawing on my iPad. And now I draw every day, and I haven't drawn since high school. My husband is actually considering getting some of them printed off and selling them on eBay. This is question number 1. Was that a true statement, Shakey or Fakey? So again, I'll sum it up here because it's all emojis and it's hard to read. But she started using it because of her tremor. She started using a stylist to do on her iPad, I guess, or a pad of some sort, and started drawing. And she hadn't drawn since high school. So number 1. There's a good scenario. It's a neat little hobby to have. But I guess she's getting so good at it, her husband wants to do something. He wants to start selling her artwork on eBay. And Brian, is that a true statement, Shakey, or is that a false statement, Fakey?
Are we getting anybody playing online?
So I don't know because we're not live.
Okay.
So yeah, but I guarantee you they are. I guarantee you right now they're got like one. They're either going Shakey, 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 or Fakey, Fakey. One Fakey, Fakey, Fakey. And if you are, get in there and do it, and we'll see if you can match it up.
So Bryce,
you're on your own, Bryce.
That was me edifying just how brilliant you are in calling out that there's nobody playing against me.
I know. I was like, "Hello, Brian." I was like,
"Are you there, Brian?"
So, can we please get Lori? Can Lori please come to the studio for Brian, because Brian thinks we're live. And we're not.
6.
Oh, that's so awesome.
All right. So now that we know what's happening online, I'll take it from here.
Okay, it's all you now. It better be you, Brian, because there's nobody else. So if you leave, I'm by myself.
If my face looks redder on camera, at any rate, I went Shakey on this one all the way.
You went Shakey? You think that's a real comment? And you are correct, sir. Shaky all the way. That came from a viewer submission. It was, yeah. So now they're going to, so look for your Parkinson art coming soon on eBay. All right. Question number 2. Again, hopefully see how you're doing. Brian's 1 for 1. What are you? 1 for 1. Keeps your own score. It's on the honor system and we'll play along. I'll be at the premiere. So with this premiere, we'll do it together. Anyway, here we go. Question number 2, Brian. Here it is. I got so tired of typing, I started to use voice to text. And now my phone thinks I'm a poet. A slightly drunk poet, but I'm still a poet.
I think all poets are drunks.
So that's
the ones I took at next school were. This is a good question.
Okay. Brian, number 1, I'm glad you think it's a good question.
Can you just repeat it one more time?
I certainly can. I got so tired of typing, I
Right.
started to use voice to text. And now my phone thinks I'm a poet. A slightly drunk poet, but still, I guess I'm a poet. Is that shaky or fakey, Brian?
Gonna go shaky.
You're going shaky. That is completely shaky. That guy came from Dave. Dave put that in one of the comments in the thing. So I didn't do a very good job, Brian, of summarizing these in my notes because there was a better.
This is great. I'm playing people that aren't online.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you're doing
Brian's
what you're
playing the
doing.
imaginary audience. It's like, oh, I could play along, like, because I know who's out there right now who would be watching. Like, okay,
100%.
right? So you're like, oh, Miss Lori is in there for shaky, and Jane's in there for shaky, and
Right.
Parkinson's is a part. You know, I can go through the whole list of them, and Deborah and everybody. We love our Lord Poodaloo. I mean, it's like we love them, right? We love everybody, so it's so fun. But anyway, you are 2 for 2, Brian. You're shaky. So look at this. I'm wondering if there's something going on here. Maybe you're less, maybe you're not as nervous with all by ourselves in the studio. All right.
Right, either, apparently.
All right. Brian's 2 for 2. And I hope that all of our people are at least 2 for 2. I guess that's the best. Yeah, it'd have to be 2 for 2. All right. Here we go. Question number 3. Shake your face. Brian, we're going to lose complete control of this podcast. I can feel it going downhill fast.
100%.
All right. Question number 3. I used my PD diagnosis to get out of karaoke night. Best thing that ever happened to me.
Shaky.
Brian says shaky. And guess what? Guess what, big dude? That one was mine. I made that completely
I
up.
figured it was.
Fakey. Question number 3 was fakey.
It was good. I like that one. It was good. Well done. Well played.
That was pretty good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Didn't sound like Bryce, did it?
Well, I knew the other ones weren't you because it referenced high school, and I don't think you went.
Yeah, but see, when I went to high school, Brian, what was different with my high school and your high school? When I went to high school, we had computers, and we had internet, where you probably were still using chalk and board.
We had the Eagles, we had Boston, we had all the rock bands from the 70s, and I drove a 72 Buick Skylark.
You drove the Skylark? Oh my God! My first car, a 1986 Dodge Charger.
Yeah, my car had a 352 barrel. It went like a scared dog.
See, you were those guys I was scared of when I was a kid. When I was 16, I had to sit on a pillow, like, to get up to reach the thing. I was so small and I was so scared. I was like this little dude. Anyway, we digress. Brian's 2 for 3. So what if you just witnessed what happened there? When Brian gets the answer right, we let's move on. Next question. But this one, he was like trying to throw distraction up. Like, I got it wrong, but who cares? And I don't know if that was for you or me, but I got you, man. All right, here we go. He is 2 for 3. What are you in the comments? This is question number 4. Question number 4, shaky or fakey. I joined a boxing class for Parkinsons. I now have biceps and a boyfriend. Parkinsons 1, Tinder 0. Let me say that one again because I just love the way that one sounds. I joined a boxing class for Parkinsons. Now I have biceps and a boyfriend. Parkinsons 1, Tinder 0. Is that shaky or fakey? And this is question number 4 for the people who are playing along with us in the comments. Brian, over to you.
I'm going shaky.
Brian is going shaky. He thinks that is a true question. And Brian is now 2 for 4. That was a complete Bryce made up. Ha 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 made that completely up. But I think it's so good. I think we should make a T-shirt out of it. I just like, you know what? Parkinson's 1, Tinder 0. I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. But I made
Awesome.
that, I laughed. But that was a good one. What was that good or what?
I liked it. I like them all so far.
I'm thinking like if you think if you're in the comments, please put for, I know Brian gets a lot of fan mail and he gets a lot of, how wonderful his quotes are, and they are good. So trust me, they're deserved. But just one time, just say, can someone say, I love Bryce's fakies because they're the best. I just little love.
It
All
cut
right.
out when you said that, and for some reason.
Oh, it did. You
Yeah,
missed
say,
out.
say it again. No, honestly, it cut out. Say it again.
I did it really. Are you making me do this? I said Brian deserves all the credit, all of the fanfare. His fan, like your fan mail is like full, and I said, but it's well deserved. And I said, but so I said for me though, for one time, if I faked you out, you think that fake was good to say, hey, Bryce is a good faker.
Got it.
That's what. Okay. Anyway, all right, Brian. So guess what? That was question number 4, and
I should have asked, how many questions are we going through today?
well.
If you win this, do we play another one, or how does it work?
Well, see, we're tied. This isn't actually.
We've never been here. We've never been here.
That's my
hold
whole
on.
point.
Hold on. You've never been here.
You're right. That was okay. Well done, Brian. Touche. That was well done. No, you're right. We've never been at this spot. Like we're at question 5 and like 2-4. It's basically it's a tie. This one is definitely winner take all.
Okay, and that's fair.
Because it is.
So if I get this right, you're not going to take us to the 6 and 7. Like
Well, you see now. So here's the thing. It depends. If it's up for debate, we'll see. But no, this, Brian, I'll promise you this. If you get this one right, we'll crown you right now, and there is no more questions.
I just would be interested to see how it would be to live with you if you get this right.
Oh, I got sweat coming down the side of my face. Like I'm so.
And you know the answer.
I know, but I want to win so bad. No, I'm just teasing. All right. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I want you to really listen to this one.
Okay.
Okay. Like I'm going to tell you right now, this is not easy peasy time.
I listen intently to every word you say.
All right. Well, here we go. Ready?
Yipper.
Question number 5, Shakey or Fakey? I signed up for Rocksteady Boxing, and now I accidentally punch the air every time I get excited. My granddaughter thinks I'm shadowboxing with ghosts. So I'm going to read it one more time because this is really important. I signed up for Rocksteady Boxing, and now I accidentally punch the air every time I get excited. My granddaughter thinks I'm shadowboxing with ghosts. So, Brian, here's your choices. If you think that's a true viewer submission or comment, it's Shakey. If you think Bryce made it up, it's Fakey. And this is it. I wish we had a drum roll, like suspense music playing right now. Like, oh, it'll be so good, Jeopardy music. What do you think? What do you think?
Final answer. Final answer.
Oh, you're going all in. Okay.
Shaky.
Now I wish we had like a bell, like ding, 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 ding. Did it, did. Bryce said it. Fakey, 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 fakey. Woo! Completely fake. Oh my God, my heart's pounding, Brian. My heart's pounding. I'm so excited. I made that completely up. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something so true. For 25 minutes in my head, we're going back. Should I say grandson or granddaughter? Grandson or granddaughter? I thought it was that important. I'm like, now my grandson thinks I'm boxing ghosts. Now my granddaughter, that's how badly I tried to make sure that I had an answer that could beat you.
Well done.
And guess what? That was completely fakey. The answer is Shakey.
That's it for this round of Shakey or Fakey, where the facts are fuzzy and the fun is fully intentional. Think you can do better? Sign up to be a guest and take on Bryce or Brian in a future showdown. Just follow the link in the description, and you might be the next contestant on Shakey or Fakey. Cue the awkward outro music.
So,
You won.
how do you feel? Are you okay?
You
do, you
won.
need, do you need ibuprofen?
Sorry, what?
Do you need an ibuprofen?
I feel good. No, I feel good. I want you to win, Brian. That's how I play. It's not about competition. No, I'm teasing. That was so good. In my head, I'm like, no matter which way you go, I'm going to try to go the other way with it. And it was so funny. I was going to hit the button like you lost, and then it was going to wait all the way till the end and say, hey, thanks for joining us. And I was going to say, by the way, Brian, but I couldn't do it to you. I couldn't do it. That was absolutely 100% correct. You were totally right, and that came straight out of one of our comments. So I thought that was a really cool comment. Like it stuck with me
It
for a long
was.
time because I thought you think about that, like the exercise thing, right? So there's
Yep.
2 points I thought about. Number one is they signed up for Rock City Boxing. Exercise is fantastic, for people with Parkinson's. But you get used to doing things, and it's like, I like when I get excited. It was like, hey, yeah, I'm excited, right? You start swinging your arms, and there's the grandkids, like, hey, what are you doing, grand? Like I just thought it was a really cool, feel good kind of story. So I think that was pretty cool.
Do you want to know what the tipping point was for me?
What?
You had the last two questions with a boxing theme. And the first one was a fakie. I didn't think the second one would be.
Look at you're trying to be strategy.
I
Gotcha
will
now.
overanalysis equals paralysis equals winner.
That's it, man. Yeah, exactly. That was so good. That was good. But anyway, congratulations, Brian. You're 3 for 5.
That was well
Yeah.
done. Those are great questions. The last few weeks have just been stellar.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I appreciate it. I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. And like I said, if you want to come on and play with us and come, take on Brian and myself, we can all play together. There's
Love
a
it.
link in the description. Just sign up there. We'll come on and just be part of the show. It'd be fun. It's just for fun. It's all about good. But Brian, we're going now. It's like we're right into this. But as I was thinking about that too, I want to make sure that there could be, again, people sitting there going, they're not in the same place where we're at. Okay. Let's not kid us. Like we went through some challenges to get where we're at, some quicker, some faster. Mine were slow, yours were fast, but I want to make sure that we leave some tips maybe for some people, right?
Mhm.
So some tips on like, how do you find that good thing? Like, cause I'll be honest, probably in those first 5 years when I was sort of in denial and kind of down, or if you would have said to me at that time, tell me one good thing Parkinson's has given you, I'd be like, get out of my face, man. Like I want it, like there's nothing good about you can't, nothing. Like I would have actually been mad. And I will be honest, I used to get mad because I used to read things where people would say that, Parkinson's has given me a gift. And I'm like, mine's like coal and, like this is not a gift. So I want to make sure that we talk about some of the tips and the ways, how do we find this good thing?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think if we look at this, we'll look at it this way, right? If you can't think of anything good that's come from it, it's totally okay, but we need to look for the silver lining. So that's what I wanted to kind of start. We need to look for the silver lining, right? And so here's one. I'm going to start with this one.
Okay.
Tip that I would give people is number one is look around and see who's still around. Ooh. Look around and see who's still around. Who has shown up for you? Who's checked in? Who's stuck around? And who's making you feel seen? And that it could be someone really close to you, like a partner who's there for you, who's been there through thick and thin. If you think about this appreciation for somebody, and that the thought. Now, unfortunately for me, I was married for a long time, 27, 28, 29 years, I think, and it didn't work out. And I'm not saying Parkinson's was fully to blame for it, but my partner at the time, it was not in her future, was not taking care of me. And that's okay. That's their choice. And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to handle, but when I look around, I couldn't be happy. I have a beautiful wife who would do anything for me and is so in touch and in tune with me. And that's such a good thing. And I'm not saying it was fully on Parkinson, but it has shaped that. And so I look around who's there, who's not there. I've lost friends. I lost family. I lost people that have just I've lost people, family that doesn't even want to be around me because they're nervous. They don't know what to say. They don't want to, they don't want to do anything, but it's who's there and who shows up. And I think that makes you see that is a good thing.
Yeah. The friends I've made are people with Parkinson's. It's you. It's Sandy who I've told you about. These people are phenomenal. And, I moved last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, I guess it is almost now. And everyone that came out to help us move took care of me with a pat on the back. It's something as small as that to a camper go sit down. And I told you before, but some folks maybe today weren't on the previous episodes. I like to have fun and joke around, and I'll joke about me first. I put on a bright orange construction vest with the big yellow X on it. And people were like, what are you doing? I said, if I'm going to act like a pylon, I'm going to look like one. I couldn't. It was too hard to dress up as a speed bump. The pylon was easier to do. But honestly, everybody took care of me. The first truck that was leaving from my house, because we had a convoy going, we didn't hire movers. I was in the lead convoy truck. They're like, Brian, get out of here, get to the new place, find a chair, sit down, relax. I can't put a price on what that meant to me. It was so nice. And people said, you do what you do, Brian, because you want to do it. This is how you get paid. So take the paycheck and bugger off. And I was like, thank you. I'll be here next Friday for the same paycheck.
Exactly.
Dude, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And the friendships and not even just friendship, just acquaintances, whatever I've built through Parkinson's and the Parkinson's family and as a whole. I feel honored and blessed. I absolutely do.
Well, yeah, and then you know what? It's a good thing that Parkinson brought you, right? Because you wouldn't. I don't know if we'd never met.
Nope. And that's a shame.
Yeah.
Because this is the dynamic duo of Parkinson's. Absolutely.
I love it.
And you're Batman, and I'm Robin, and I'm okay with it.
Well, you can be Batman. I'm good with that. If you want to be Batman, I like Batman. I'll be Batman. Okay, I just saw a thumbnail, by the way.
Oh no! Here we go. I walk into thumbnails, don't I?
Oh, you do. I love it. I absolutely love it. That was so perfect. Thank you for that, sir. But no, it's, you know what? It's so true and right. And again, that goes back to what we talked about at the beginning about this. But so if you think about it, when I said people with Parkinson's, and the community isn't just people with Parkinson's, right? If you think about it, it's caregivers, it's support helpers, it's people that help us. It's still part of the community, whether you actually are diagnosed or you just help people that are diagnosed or how it might be. And it's like the inner circle, like that community. I'm telling you right now, yeah. I almost weep when I think of the inner circle because, it's just starting, and I'm watching people helping people and just being there for people, and in real time, and it just in my heart is just it's so wonderful. It's just beautiful people, right? You know what I mean? So anyway, so you're right. The people, the connections, the community is just awesome. And if you don't have community, people watching today, you need community. I'm telling you, if we're telling you how good it is, but the reality is you need community because this disease is isolating. It wants you to stay home. It wants you to curl up and give up. See, like it wants you to curl up and give up, and it wants you to be stuck. And so you get in community, whether it's around you, virtual support groups, go to an event, whatever it is. I'm telling you, it feels like home. It feels like coming home. And if you don't have something, join Brian and I in the inner circle because it's just a place that we can hang out, and it feels like home. It's just like I start watching. It's just I don't know. I get fuzzy about it.
Well, just to edify you're saying support groups. If you want to hang out with some folks that are vulnerable, open, honest, and you've got the safest place you'll ever be to have a conversation, question, or just listen on a topic about Parkinson's. With the move, I'm here in Belleville now. Fortunately, like the support groups typically take the summer off, but the group that I'm joining here in Belleville was having a social earlier this week, and we took the 40-minute drive down there, met a bunch of nice people, told them what I'm doing and some of the roles and volunteer roles I have at Parkinson's, and they're looking forward to me bringing some of that knowledge into their group. It's been the lady that leads that has been doing it for 37 years. She doesn't have Parkinson's. She doesn't know anybody with Parkinson's, and she just does a phenomenal job. Beautiful. And I can't wait to work more with Bev. And they're bringing me into the community like I was in it 10 years ago. It's amazing. It was an awesome afternoon spent.
That's beautiful. I mean, and again, that kind of stuff blows my mind. It's just people that sacrificial. It's just so sacrificial. I
was there 2 minutes and somebody put a homemade oatmeal raisin cookie in my hand, and I'm like, I love you. Can I have two? I have two hands.
Now, you weren't wearing your pylon shirt at this point.
No,
You
I had
probably
my I had my bright pink shirt on so they could find me.
I love it. I love it. I think that's it's just absolutely phenomenal when it does that. And so, you know what what did we say a second ago? Like being present and being for myself, being present and being kind of seeing things. I think
Yeah.
I think in a way, sorry, let me throw this out there. Another thing that I would tell people is to ask yourself what you've learned about you. So this is kind of where I was going. So, like ask yourself if you're having trouble trying to find something good about Parkinson's, or you want to find some more things, ask yourself what you've learned about you. When I think about that, for me, I'm more adaptable, I'm more honest, I'm more self-aware than I've ever been in my entire life. So in other words, when I say honest, I mean if I don't feel good, I just speak my truth. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. Right. And it's just, there's nothing to lose. And I'm more adaptable. Like I used to be very rigid. Like, no, we got to be there at 6 o'clock. If I'm not there by 6, then who's going to do it? Then now it's like, I'm going to do my best to be there by 6, but something could happen. It could be 6:10, it could be 6:50, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. And it's okay to do that. And so things like that to me are important.
I totally agree. Did we mention paying attention to what you let go of? Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't. No, that's a good one though.
Okay. So yeah. So what does that mean? Pay attention to what you let go of. Well, maybe you stopped, to your point, and this one made me think about, Bryce, maybe you've stopped overbooking your life. Maybe you started to say no to things that didn't matter, or you started, you're aware. Just being aware of these things, I think, is half the battle in itself.
Yeah.
You agree?
Oh, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like, there's like how many things so what you just said. So you things are important. You prioritize your life. Like, you look at you've got your support group. Like, I moved. Yeah. I need to find this because I need this in my life. I found this. That. But you get to the point too where I would never say no. I mean, like, if you were moving, I had probably 85 friends moving that last weekend over the next 3 weeks. And I would have been at every one of them carrying the heaviest thing up every piece of stairs. And because I just, if I thought, well, I want to be there for everybody, I realized I had to start, paying attention. Like, I had to start letting go of some things that just weren't going to do good for me and my body. And it was not going to do well for me, because again, it's not a bad thing helping people. It's not a bad thing doing a lot of things for people or helping. But the reality is, what am I going to, what is it going to be? So actually now it's made me really focusing on saying, okay, what's the best thing I can do today? And if that's helping someone move, great. But maybe if I don't do those everything, it just be able to book that in. And then if you do that with those things, with the other things that you shouldn't have anything to do, like, I'd say yes to things that I didn't want to do, period. And it wasn't a good thing. But now it's like, we have a built-in excuse, right? Like that, like the Shakey Fakey. It's like a built-in excuse. But the other thing though, I think, Brian, too, is like, and I know I say this a lot, but I'll come back to it again. It's, if you're trying to find something good, think about something that made you laugh. What was the last thing that made you laugh? So if you laughed even just once, right, it's a good thing, because laughter in the middle of the hard stuff is gold. So when we talked about that person who may be sitting here today watching this, having a very bad day or symptoms flying out, if you smiled even one time, if Brian even made you smile one time or laugh one time when his Shakey Fakey, or when I'm telling you, I know people laughed when I went, yeah, I got you. And then all of a sudden I'm glad they went, oh, like the Brian fans, went like, oh, that guy, why would he do that to Brian? And the Bryce fans went like, yeah, got him, good one. Right. Like, so, they know what I mean though. But if it made you smile one time, then that was a good thing for the day, and cherish that a bit. Like, that was a good thing. Hey, listen, if you had Parkinson's, you'd never find, again, Brian and I wouldn't know each other. You'd never see us, and you wouldn't have smiled today because we wouldn't have been here to make you smile.
100%. My dad always said, leave somebody better than how you found them. That is my motivational mantra. Every morning I get up, I'm going to make at least one person laugh. Yeah. And I can tell you, without lying and bragging, it's usually, depending, especially if I go out for part of the day, I make at least half a dozen to a dozen people laugh.
Well,
absolutely.
I'd just picture you in those red Adidas shorts, and
with my orange vest, with the orange
vest, and now I just thought, like the YMCA guys, orange vest, no shirt, gold chain,
Robin's mask on.
Robin's mask on, red Adidas, and I don't know, you know those things where you do the planes, like you do the things with the planes. And I see you doing that, yeah. And then YMCA breaks out, and everybody's carrying furniture, and you start doing the dance, like you got the things flying.
I so would.
Right, and I would laugh. It'd be so funny, and look at it's just whether you know this or not, and not you, Brian, because I know you know this because you're the expert general. I'm going to get you I felt it a general tattoo, but anyway, whether you know this or not, when you laugh, you release. Guess what? You know what you release in your brain? You release serotonin, brain. You release dopamine, and you actually release some dopamine. So it's a good thing to smile and laugh. You actually are medicating and sending some medication out there. It's pretty freaking cool.
I have a dopamine sheet on my fridge in the kitchen, and it tells you what things can get that excited or rejuvenated in your life. And laughing is definitely, I think it's maybe be number one on the list.
Wow, that's great. Well, and then the episode I did the other. Well, no, we're not going to go there because we'll get YouTube, whatever. But yeah, absolutely. There's some fun ways to release dopamine and some exciting fun ways, and so you know what, you might as well take advantage of that. And that's the one thing that my wife knows well. It's like, okay, here's all the things that releases dopamine, and we should make sure that we laugh and have fun, and that's been kind of our secret power or our special sauce is that. Just being able to like look at life and laugh at it. I mean, don't get wrong. We take it seriously and we plan and we do what we need to do, but we don't let it dwell, right? It's like, okay, well, this is it, man. And so, and I think, you know, what's funny. And I always think, I don't know if this is because it's later in life, like literally, you know, we got married last year. I was 53 and she was 54, right? So 55, 50. Yeah, no, 5. Anyway, I'm turning 55.
You go to short math. We're going to have to extend this show a half hour.
I know. Don't even ask me how old my daughter is, and we're going to be here for another week. But I think I was 50. I'm turning 55, so it doesn't matter. I'm turning 55 this year, and I've been married for a year and a half. So whatever that works out to, I was probably 53, but it doesn't matter. Anyway,
he was younger than he is today.
Exactly, and less gray hair on the side. But I find that because here I found what I is my true love. This is it, and I've only had, so many years left, like half my, more than half my life is probably gone. So I want to enjoy every minute that I have with her, right? Because it's like, man, I just got you now. And I want to spend everything. Well, that's the reverse side of like Parkinson's. When I got diagnosed, right? Again, when I came out of my slumber, I'm like, holy crap, I'm wasted 5 years, like being upset about this thing. And I know I only have so many years of good years left. Let's go. Let's giddy up. Let's do some things I've never done before, right? Let's go on a podcast. And you know what? Let's just not do a podcast, Brian. Let's turn cameras on and have them pointed at us with lights and microphones and everything else. Because you know what? Why not? Like, it's sort of like, it's one of those things. Why not? Like, what do we have to lose? We just, you know what? You're just being us. And so that would be my thing that I would tell people is just, why not? And the other thing I'd say, Brian, this was one, I'm going to say it for you, because you're probably going to say it. Here's the question you ask yourself. When I say why not, you're like, I will do that after I talk to my doctor in 6 months and make sure that I can do this, or I'm going to do that in, next year after this happens, or next year, it's never, that day's never going to come, because you're always going to find things to say, when this happens, then I'm going to act this way. And when this happens, then I'm going to do that. So I always say this, like, if not now, then when? And if not now, then when? And because when I say if not now, then when, and people go like, oh, I'll do it next year. I'm like, no. Like, why? You don't know what next year's going to bring.
Yeah. And if not you, who?
I wanted to give you the finger right there. I was going to give you the finger because that was really good. I was like, oh, that's so good. I just want to give you this thing.
You teed it up. That's what partners do for each other. You teed it up. If not you, who?
Yeah. Well, there you go. There is no time like the present, right? Like, you can't listen. We don't know what tomorrow brings. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. Again, this even for us. And I'm not even just talking Parkinson's. I mean, like, drive down the highway. There's things happen all the time. Unfortunate things happen, and you don't know how long you have. And you don't know what life changes are going to happen that are going to happen to you, and you're not going to be able to do things. So the reality is this, is that if you sit and wait for something, you might not ever experience it. And I don't want to live life and get to the end and not have experienced as much as I possibly could. I want to take what I've been given to the extreme. And so like this platform that we're building, Brian,
Yep.
it's like I can't just go half in. Like I'm like,
Right.
I want to change the world. I want to be a part of a movement that actually changes the way someone feels when they're diagnosed.
Yeah, we're not pretending this disease is easy at all. Like it challenges you. It challenges us every day. Every day I get up and I know I'm going to have 8 3-hour segments to my day. And, segment 3 may not be the same on day 2 as it was on the day before.
And it
That's
probably
what-
won't be.
And it won't be. You're spot on. But that's okay, because we need to be adaptable. We need to be able to plug and play, plug and pray, but just move on. Move forward.
Absolutely. And you know what? If you can find even one good thing, just one thing,
Yep.
it changes how you carry the hard stuff, and it makes space for hope, and you have to have that. And I think that's a good way to live, man. It's a good way to live. And if you like that, if you agree with that, if you're like, because I know there's thousands of people. They say, Brian, that in the next 5 to 10 years, in Canada alone, I'll talk about Canada because that's where we are. In
Sure.
Canada alone, there's going to be like 50 people every single day diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
Unreal.
Every day, 50 people are going to hear what you heard and I heard one time when we sat in that office. And when I sat and you heard those words that, you have Parkinson's, 50 people every single day. And if we can help them, back to your point, Brian, if you can make the world a better than what you had to go through, well, there's a lot coming behind us and we need help. It's not just a Brian and Bryce thing. Let's start a movement. Let's create this wave where we can touch and affect the world. Because wouldn't it have been nice that when you got diagnosed, that there was resources, there was things around you, there was advocacy, there was things that it would just made it that much simpler and easier for you. And that's what Brian and I, that's part of our mission and what we're doing.
100%.
And so we thank those that are joining us, and we invite you, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to wherever you're listening to this. Come along for the ride we're just normal dudes, and you're normal too. So come with us, and together we're going to make a difference. We're all going to do it. We can multiply our efforts, Brian, and we can touch the thousands and the millions across the world.
Inch by inch is a cinch. Yard by yard, it's hard. Go for the inches.
That was so well said. I think, Brian, that we're going to leave right there. You have an amazing week. I love you, and I love what you do. And I think we'll just turn it over. Thank you all for watching. And don't forget, same time next time, Brian.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Okay, buddy.
Stay in motion. Keep your life in motion.
You did it. You made it through another episode of Life in Motion. That's 20 to 30 minutes you could have spent folding laundry, Googling your symptoms, or rearranging the 14 pill bottles on your nightstand. Instead, you hung out with Bryce and Brian. That's friendship. Or questionable time management. Either way, we're grateful. Be sure to follow the show, leave a review, or just yell, "I have Parkinson's and I'm fabulous," into your backyard. We'll hear you. Probably. New episodes drop regularly, unless we both forget. Until next time, keep laughing, keep shaking things up, and if you find our train of thought, please return it.